All right, good afternoon. Bannock County Board of Commissioners is back in session as the Board of Equalization. The purpose of this board is to hear property assessment appeals and to ensure that all assessments are fair and equitable and in accordance with Idaho state law. According to Idaho Code Section 63-502, our role is confined strictly to assuring that the market value for the assessment of your property has been properly determined by the assessor. We are not here to discuss taxes. Before we begin, you understand that as the taxpayer, you have the burden of proof when seeking to change your assessment. However, the standard of proof required is reasonable and achievable. You only need to provide a sufficient amount of factual evidence to sustain your burden of proof. What does sufficient amount of factual evidence mean? It means you need to provide information such as recent home sales of comparable properties in your area, professional appraisals, evidence of property condition, damage, or limitations, documentation of factors affecting market value, and photographs about that. This is a formal hearing, and we ask that all testimony be respectful, relevant, and based on factual information, not opinion. All individuals providing testimony will be sworn in. Each party will be given 3 minutes to present their case. First, the appellant, so when you come up, you'll state your name, and then your 3 minutes will begin after you state your name. And then there may be questions by the assessor's office or by the board after that, and then we will give the assessor's office 3 minutes to state their case. Our decision will be based on whether you've met the preponderance of evidence standard and all relevant factors affecting your property's market value as of the assessment date of January 1. After our decision, you will receive a letter that outlines the decision. If you choose to appeal that decision, you will have the opportunity to do so in the district court or at the State Board of Appeals. Okay? With that, all those who wish to speak today, will you please rise? And Nancy, will you swear them in, please?
Do you solemnly swear that any testimony you give today shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, thank you. First on the list will be Mr. Monty Gray. And I think we can make yours pretty quick, Mr. Gray. You have a purchase and sale agreement dated April of this year, is that correct?
That's correct.
Board, how do you want to argue with that one?
I don't.
I don't either.
You purchased the property for $280,000 in April.
That is correct. It was on the market since November of the prior year. They dropped the price to $299 in December, then dropped the price again to $289 in the first part of January, then dropped it down to $279 towards the back half of January. Still didn't sell through February. We made an offer on it on right around March 2nd.
It's an arm's length transaction.
Correct. I've never met the individuals before, and neither has the rest of my family.
Okay. You want to move on that? Do you have anything you want to say?
Nope.
Okay. Go ahead.
Does the assessor have any comment?
Anita gave me the shake her head no.
I'd make a motion that on parcel RPRPTNT006900 that we make an adjustment to the purchase price of $280,000
With the money coming off the improvements?
with the
Reduction coming
reduction coming off the improvement.
Okay, any further questions on that? All in favor, say aye. Aye. There you go. Well done, Counselor.
Thank you so much, Commissioner.
All right, see you.
Thank you.
Mark Hill.
Hello. Morning,
Good
guys.
morning, Mark.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Hi, Jeff. Do you know, I'm
Go ahead and
representing...
state your name and then your time will begin.
Great. My name is Mark Hill, and I'm representing my mother, Glenda Hill, who's the owner of the house. She's going to be 99 this year. The house is over 65 years old. The driveway needs to be replaced. It's completely cracked. The front porch is not up to code. The steps are way too small. That needs to replace. We've had an estimate on it. It's going to cost about $12,000 to have that concrete work done. Given the length of the age of the house, and by the way, that is the original concrete from when it was built. That's why it needs to be replaced. And given the age of my mother, We would like to maintain last year's tax base of 210, 851.
Okay, anything else?
Nope.
Okay, Assessor, do you have any questions?
No questions.
Board, do you have any questions?
And actually, that is the property value, that's the valuation, not the tax base.
That's right.
And that is after the homeowner's exemption. So the actual value last year was $335,851. So,
But
Okay.
I'm requesting that we
clarification,
keep the same, appraisal or the tax rate as last year.
Okay. Assessor, go ahead, the floor is yours.
My name is Michael Helm. I'm a certified residential appraiser with the county. And the subject property is on the Bannock Highway, and we were able to find comparable sales. Houses remarkably similar to hers, to the appellant's. Subject property comes in about $119 a square foot. The comparables range anywhere from $118 also. They're almost exactly the same, up to $146 a square foot. They're all very close in location to the subject property. And the house was built in 1969, the comparable.
No, it was.
wait, you don't have the rights.
Sorry.
Sorry.
According to our records, the house was built in 1969. And the comparables all within 5 or 6 years of that. So we would ask that the commission consider that they uphold the values that we already have in the system.
Okay.
Oh,
Mark,
excuse me. Yes, the house was not built in 1969.
Address it up here, Mark.
They moved in, my parents moved in 1964. So that is 5 years before you're saying the house was built. It was built in 1959, not 69. So that makes it, 66 years old. And there was a house 2 doors down from
That's
us.
good. Okay, thank you, Mark. All right, questions from the board?
So, I guess my question that you had with the concrete.
Yes.
There again, that's the only thing that you're showing that probably needs officially fixed, is that right?
Yes,
Okay, so my question of it is, I don't know whether fixing that concrete would change materially the appraisal of the property. Even though it would enhance it, but if it did add new on that, it would add more value to it, not necessarily detract away from it. So, in my opinion, the comps look fairly comparable. Everything else, I don't have any problem with sustaining the assessor's value.
Okay, Commissioner, any questions?
I'm just looking at the past few years, and in '22, we was at 376,000, and right now we're at 384, so, I mean, I would uphold the assessor's value.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Take
with that, I'll make the motion of parcel RPIN 1001800 that we uphold the assessor's valuation.
Okay, we have a motion. Any further discussion?
No.
Okay. It's going to stay. So all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. You will receive a letter in the mail that outlines the decision today, and should you choose to appeal it, you can do so in either the district court or you can go to the State Board of Appeals, and the letter will have information on how to do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for your time.
All right.
And please correct that date on the house.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Mark. Brent?
Actually, I think I'm done.
State your name and then your time will begin.
Brent Lohman, and it's my house on 1369 Jane Street. And I'm here to appeal the evaluation of my house by hypothetically using what it may or may not sell for. You know, when I think about a $300,000 house, which is what my evaluation is, I think of Highland homes, not in my neighborhood. In fact, there's probably 7 or 8 or more homes in my general neighborhood that have been on the market for months and haven't sold. And, yeah, so, I'm just thinking, last year it was almost $260,000 of value, and that I can understand, because I've lived in it. I only paid $50,000 for my house when I moved in, and I don't even remember how long I've been in it, but COVID affected my brain. But anyway, I don't know why it would raise to almost $300,000, the evaluation. Even considering the 23 and the 24 value, because it's 40,000 from 24 and it's only about 8,000 from 23. But yeah, I don't know that the prices. I'm amazed because I see, in fact, one of the houses in the neighborhood just went for sale. I don't even think they had maybe half a dozen at most people, or maybe not even that, looking at it. So, like I said, I've counted at least 7 or 8 homes that are up for sale that have been on for months, and yeah, so I realize we don't have a lot of control. It's too bad, like we don't do what California does, just base taxes on what you
Okay,
purchase a property
we don't need to
for.
talk about taxes, we're here to talk about valuation.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying about the valuation. I don't, it's $300,000 house.
Okay. Any questions from the assessor?
None.
Any questions from the board at this time?
No.
Okay, assessor.
Morning, or actually, good afternoon. Jason Smith, I'm an appraiser for Bannock County Assessor's Office. Today we're talking about parcel number RP IH 1000800. I'll go to the comp page. Basically, I found homes that are very similar to the square footage. They're actually just a few blocks away from the subject. None of them have garages. Very similar finished square footage. The subject property is at 2,094, and the comparables range from 2023 to 2036, and there's even a lower one at 1768. Very similar age and era, and all 3 of my subjects per square foot are valued higher than the subject. On the appellant's sheet, appellant had said that there were some unsold houses in his neighborhood. This is valuing 2024 values. We can't compare them to the values that haven't sold yet, because we haven't seen 2025 yet. Really no evidence of any comparables on the appellant's end, so I'd just like to ask that we uphold the value for 2025 based on the sales comparisons.
Okay. Questions from the board?
I would uphold the assessor's value.
Okay. Do you want to make that in a motion?
I would. On parcel RP IH 1000800, I'd make a motion that we uphold the assessor's value for the evidence.
Okay. Any further discussion? And I would say also, due to a lack of evidence, we have to go with what the assessor said.
I can't hear you guys.
Due to a lack of evidence, we need to support what the assessor has done. So at this point in time, we have a motion on the floor. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We upheld the assessed value. You will get a letter informing you what happened today, and you can choose to appeal in district court or at the State Board of Appeals. It will be coming up.
That's like in the wind. No, I thank you, but 7 or 8 homes
We're
still
good.
for sale.
We're good. Thank you.
I'm amazed.
Okay. Stacy?
Good afternoon, County Commissioners. Thank you for your time today. My name's Stace Gerhart. I live at 9858 West Carla Drive. I'm just here to appeal the assessment for this year. My big concern is, is Alyssa in here? She said she was gonna, is that you? I've had a chance to talk with her and try to work things out. Every year it seems like my house keeps, the basement's pretty much like half done, 3/4. They always seem to have it done as full every year. So she was nice enough to be able to make that accommodation. Also, I had a topography exemption that I did a while back, I think in 2023, that I didn't realize came off. She informed me. I would like to request that a topography exemption. Again, just my land is so steep, I can't do anything with it. So I'd like to have that instated, and I was just wondering if those can be instated until, whether it's I check in with the assessor's office, if something's changed, I try to make improvements to it, or do I have to come back or at least give the assessor's office the ability to make those work with them instead of having to come to you folks and tie up your time. So I would like that, and I don't know, Alyssa, I don't know what you've done with the, correcting my square footage on the basement. And then also I don't have the biggest concern with, I understand values go up. My concern is where I live on Carla Drive is where the fire didn't take out the houses. So our homes are quite a bit older up there. And I feel that we're being assessed by the $900 to $1.5 million homes that are being built on the northeast side of Cinnamon Ridge and stuff there. That's all I've got to say. I appreciate you folks taking the time. So I'd like the topography exemption back from 23 to maybe, if it would be okay to put that back in place. I have there what I think my market value is, 475. Probably higher, but that's all I would like to. And then I'd probably defer to a list. That would be, I think, 16. The topography exemption would be minus 16,177 to go back to 2023, and then whatever Alyssa calculated for my basement stuff.
Okay.
So.
Assessor, do you have any comments or questions? Okay, anything from the board at this time?
No.
Okay, Assessor, you have, the floor is yours.
Hello, my name is Alyssa Noble. I'm a certified residential appraiser for Bannock County. Parcel in question is RPRRMCA000400. I did speak with the appellant before the hearing. We did discuss basement finish on their home. I was able to take a look at some pictures that they had provided to address that discrepancy. Let's see. The comparables are for the house are similar acreage within rural parcels, similar year built, similar square footage. And then on the comparable sheet, on the sales vicinity map, you can see where they lie in comparison to a subject parcel. I also included a allocated land sales based on how we have the appellant's parcel assessed. And as you can see, they're right in line with similar acreage, similar areas, just to show where we have them at is pretty accurate to market value. And I would like to make a recommendation for the basement finish. I was able to work up the numbers. We would like to recommend that the value on the improvement go to $380,775 for 2025. This adjustment would change the overall value on the parcel to $513,135. And we would ask that we would make that recommendation for 2025.
Okay. Commission, any questions?
I have a question. So, talking about the property. And so I went from 119 to 132. What was the justification for that?
There was a previous BOE decision made, so that came off this year, for this year. That's why it changed.
And what I'm questioning is, we have a hearing later that there's a piece of property in McCammon that it's valued at 101,000, and actually an acre more. And it has sewer, and city sewer, city water and stuff, and this doesn't. So is there an extra charge on there, an extra fee because they got a well and septic? I mean, I'm trying to figure out the valuation there. I know it would cost more to hook up, to put a new well in, a new septic, compared to being hooked up to city sewer and water, but it seemed like a pretty good advantage to be hooked up to city sewer and water.
And we do have a well and septic on it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, mine timed out.
Oh, you timed out?
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you. Yes, we do have a well and septic on subject property. And I did review the file with the appellant as well to make sure we had that stuff accurate on the land, to make sure we weren't, had anything extra that we didn't need to have. And you see, because this parcel is 2.94 acres, the subject parcel.
Yes.
So we have that site value of 86,000, and then every additional acre after the first acre has that
The addition.
lower base rate.
Commissioner?
To be quantified, with their evaluation of the the change in the finished basement, I really don't have any issues with their comparables or other than that, I think I would vote to uphold that new overall value to 513,135.
You want to make that in a motion, or you want?
I would.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor. Any discussion?
No.
I can't find anything really that would change that either. So, all right, we have a motion on the floor. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we upheld the assessor's recommendation of $513,135. You'll receive a notice of that, and should you choose to appeal it, you have that option in district court or the State Board of Appeals.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you
Thanks.
for working with me. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Hats off to Road and Bridges and your sheriff's department, too. They're
Okay.
fantastic.
Thank you. Court. Court and Aubrey.
Hello,
Hello, come on up.
Dawes, Aubrey Dawes.
Okay, go ahead and have a seat, and then your time will begin.
So we're here for the same thing, just asking question, the comps, comparables. There's a house, I think it's 4 houses down the street. They were asking, I think, close to 600 grand. It sold for 495. Comparable in size, our lot's a little bit bigger. I think that's our biggest question is, how could it be $120,000 more?
When was that sale?
I think just with the last
I would say
month, 2 months.
recently, I don't know if it's that soon, but yeah,
Yeah, because they just started.
pretty recent.
Okay,
And then if you look at the other ones, significantly less for the sale price.
But then like our value in 2024 is like 555, and then we jump up to 619.
Well, if we're going off comparables and it's the sale of the home, how do you have a house 5 houses down that's comparable, 120 grand? That just seems ludicrous, for lack of a better word.
and we're doing our valuation as of January 1st, so if you sold, a property was sold yesterday, we have to we can't take that into account because we're looking at everything January 1st back. So there's some of the difference there.
I don't understand that, but, okay.
Well, that's what the law says. We have to go as of
okay.
January 1st. Okay. Anything else you want to bring up?
No, just that.
Okay. Assessor, do you have any questions?
No questions.
Okay. Board?
I actually do.
Oh, Anita?
This house, sorry.
Go ahead.
This house 5 doors down, do you by any chance have an address so I can?
Absolutely. It
Is
is.
that 4550?
Should have brought my glasses.
4650?
46.
4650
Sounds about right.
on the same street?
Okay. that's
Yeah, it's not very far.
Just a few houses down.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Commissioners, do you have any questions? Okay.
Ready to go. Again, I'm Jason Speth, Bannock County Assessor's Office, Certified Appraiser. We're going to go over parcel RP RCT G2000900. I'm just going to start with some of the comparables first to show that they are within range of being equitable and around actually looking at some of the other homes in the area for the assessed values, and they're right with, and all of the houses in that area are pretty much the same age and era. A lot of them have similar size homes. The only difference is what's finished, and that's what I'll get to on the home. You guys are right. There was one sale. Just got to remind that we don't go based off of just one sale. It's multiple sales, and we find that median. That home was actually sold for $496, not $495, but close enough. Again, it was sold in 2024, not 2025, and we're doing the assessment, and the values come from 2024 values. So that sale will potentially be used for next year, this time next year in our data. The issue with that house, your guys' home is around 3,755 square feet. Let me hold on a second, hold that thought. Just want to verify. Yep, 900. Yeah, 3,755 square feet. Of that, we have 3,539 finished square feet. The other house was 3,090 square feet with 2,937 square feet, which is a difference of 602 square foot finished. I mean, it's quite a bit smaller of a home, and that's kind of what I was seeing in the general area, that a lot of the homes have a lot less finished than other homes in the area. Trying to see, looking at my comparables on page 2, the subject is coming in at 151 square feet, or price per square foot. And all of the comparables have very close square footage, within 20 to 50 square foot. Comparable 2 is coming in at $160 finished per square foot. Comparable 3 is coming in a little higher at 186. It's got a little bit more square footage, but not much more. And then the closest one, it actually kind of shows that they are equitable, is it's coming in at 3,520 square foot, and it's $148 per square foot. All 3 comparables were in Chubbuck. All very similar finished square footage.
Okay. Commissioners, any questions? And, excuse me, you were disputing the square footage?
It's,
What do you think it is?
I know it is 3,450.
Well, there's a difference in the way they measure.
Okay.
These guys measure from the outside, so that will add some square footage. So if you have a residential appraisal, they typically measure from the inside, so there's some discrepancy that happens there. So just so you know, that's,
300 square feet?
that I can't answer that question. So, go ahead.
Yeah, I can answer that too. We do measure from the outside. Most of your builders, contractors will measure inside. Plus, they don't allow for the stairs, and we have to count the stairs. So, and that's, each stairway is about 120 square foot. So that's 240 square foot right there too. Plus the difference in outside and outside. And we see frequently anywhere from 200 to 350. If you
I've
measure
always
from-
seen on Zillow that it was year number or close to, and we always thought, that's just not right.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you I will measure it from the outside.
And see where it's at.
Yeah, I just always thought it was the 3450, but that was from the builder as well, so we're learning.
Okay, commissioners, questions?
I don't have any.
And with that same thought, all of the comparable comps would be measured the exact same way. So we're comparing apples with apples if we're looking at the square footage. And with that, I really don't see any other evidence other than possibly a sale that we can't use this year. So with that, I'd make the recommendation with the motion that we would uphold the assessor's evaluation.
Okay, any further discussion? No. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, so we upheld the assessed value, and you will get a letter outlining the decision today. Should you choose to appeal, you can do so in either the district court or the state board of appeals, which will, that information will be in the letter that you receive going from there. Okay?
Good.
Thank you. Let's see. That leaves us with one. Right?
I believe.
I think I accidentally shut it down. Brent
My name is Sean
Lawman?
White.
Oh, where'd that go?
So I called in to reschedule, and I don't know if it got uploaded correctly.
Oh, we have you at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock? Oh,
but you-
okay.
Well, you're here.
Can I go at
We
1?
don't have
Have
an
you-
appraiser here,
Oh, okay.
but I can get one to come. I think it's Anita, so let me find
Well,
out.
let's see how quick we can get her here. If we can get her here fast enough, and since you're here, save you.
You're sworn in, by golly.
Yeah, we don't have to do that twice if we don't need to.
Just so happy as now is at 2.
Right. Let's see how long it'll take.